Time now for Onside or Offside. Lots of viral quotes from around the NHL last night. We're going to play the clip, and you pick a side.
All right.
Let's start with Drew Doughty.
We got guys in this room who are too worried about themselves and worried about their points and worried about stuff like that. We get a 3-1 lead tonight, and guys start thinking it's a cookie night, and we stop playing the way we know how to play, have an awful second period, and then aren't much better in the third. It's about the team. It's not about yourself, and a lot of guys on this team are going to need to realize that.
Ouch. Ouch. 12 losses in the last 14 games for the Kings. Is Doughty calling out his teammates publicly the way he did? Onside or offside?
That is very onside. Gino, the LA Kings have been really bad lately, and they are a team that is designed to play as a team, not just as individuals. And Drew Doughty has been there for 2 cycles with this team now. They were bad. They won 2 Stanley Cups. They were bad. Now they're trying to get back in the Stanley Cup race. Don't you think this guy knows a thing or two about team success? Drew Doughty is absolutely onside with his comments after the last game.
He earned the right to say whatever he wants to say. Doughty wasn't the only one sounding off in LA last night. Todd McLellan pointed the finger as well, but he pointed it at himself.
I'm responsible for this. And when you look at the team that played the first, I don't know, what do we want to call it, 25, 30 games, if you will, it doesn't look like the team that's playing right now. And I'm responsible for it.
Wow. Wow. Onside or offside?
He is offside there. And I've seen coaches do this sometimes where they try and deflect the blame to themselves. Say, don't worry about the players. It's on me. It's a distraction. It's a tactic. Guess what? It's on the players, because when the LA Kings were playing their best hockey, it's because of the system and structure that the coach had put in place. So for him to put the blame on himself, I think he's trying to soften the blow as far as what the players are going through. And it's hard to work your way out of this sometimes. It's a rut. But for him, he's trying to say, let's put it on me. Don't worry about the players, and maybe that allows them to play a little more free here. Completely
different approach in the West Coast. Rick Tocchet took a different approach to the Vancouver Canucks. Elias Pettersson, 18 points in 12 games in January. That didn't stop Tocchet from calling him out.
I haven't liked his game in the last 3 or 4 games. We got to get him going.
What in particular do you think he needs to do more?
I think he's got to skate. He's got to start skating a little bit. I think he's... I think he's good with the moves sometimes, but I think when you have speed and make those moves, that's when he's at his best.
Come on. Tocchet calling out a star player for going 2 games without a point. Onside or offside?
He is onside. And I know I already see it in your eyes, but that's not calling out his star player.
That's exactly what he did.
That's demanding more from your star player. And this is Rick Tocchet's bread and butter. This is what he was known for in Pittsburgh, establishing a relationship with a guy like Phil Kessel, guys like Evgeny Malkin. And this is the star player on his team. Believe it or not, there are some players that want to be coached. They want someone who's hard on them, who demands the most out of them. And when he sees his game slipping, Rick Tocchet has every right to be critical of his star player. No star player in the league is above criticism. I like it from Rick Tocchet. It's direct, it's honest, it's not out of line.
You're not above criticism when you go on an extended slump. But what he's on right now, it's not an extended slump.
It's not a slump.
No.
It's not a slump, but when you see things trending in the wrong direction,
it's
okay.
2 games, Frankie.
It's okay. He also put him back at center ice. It's just he's saying he wants him to move his feet. It's pretty simple. It doesn't have to be bigger than it is.
I don't know. At this point, I think that's behind closed doors, and then you go public if he doesn't turn it around.
That's fair.
All right, one more. Sheldon Keefe sat down his top power play unit for a chunk of last night's game. Afterwards, he explained why he was making an example out of his top forwards.
Obviously, they make a mistake in that spot, and it's a chance for me to hold them accountable and get some other guys involved to go out and do the job for us.
Oh, man, he was calm there, but he was not calm in the game. I thought he was going to completely explode. Onside or offside?
Onside. And we've seen him bench David Kampf, healthy scratch him for a game. We've seen it at times where he's taken depth players.
It's easy with Kampf.
Exactly. We've seen it with the depth players. But for him to do this to the star players who this team live and die by every single night, basically, this is the game plan for the Leafs. If the star players have a great night, they have a chance at winning that game. And it's not a guarantee. So Sheldon Keefe has to have them playing. He literally has no choice. He has to have them on the ice. So for him to send a message here and take them off the ice in a 0-0 game, not put them on the power play, that should speak volumes to where he was at with the players. And I do like the fact that he was complimentary of their game leading up to this, because if they haven't been playing the way they were playing, the Leafs would have a handful of wins this year. Like, the best players have really guided them to the win so far this year.
It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. It's Onside or Offside with Frankie Corrado, who's always onside.